That was a good clap.
Great clap. Great clap. Jonah, you want to take it away?
Oh, absolutely. This is the MMAerinos podcast, episode 10, the best episode. We have so much prepared, and we have so much to
Double
talk about.
digits.
I know that you, the millions at home, are waiting to hear. Let's get right into it. Will, what's your first pre-talk that you have prepared for us?
My first and main pre-talk, Diego v Fabio, dude. My favorite thing to come out of this, Josh Fabio quote, Diego has clearly taken advantage of me for years.
I think,
And that's
first of all, I
true.
think that was a 10-8 for Fabio, at least.
It's just good to see Fabio get away from Diego, honestly.
It is. I mean, hang on. I want to actually go back to
Diego's
that.
just been pulling him down. Did you hear all the stuff he said on that podcast?
No, I tried to watch it, but it's just so horrible.
I didn't watch. I got a recap.
The podcast was just not fun to listen to.
Um, so I didn't listen to it, but I read some of it. I think some of the better quotes are things such as Diego Sanchez was a special needs kid, or how
Did steroids in high school.
Yeah, or
He's
how
strung out on kratom for
Josh
5 months.
Fabio was saying that like Diego was addicted to drugs and alcohol and I was his fucking sponsor and I'm just gonna tell everyone everything he told me.
yeah. Also,
Awesome
by the way,
sponsor.
being a sponsor means that he too was in the program.
I don't think
Normally,
it has to
So,
work that way.
oh really? So I just
You
read
can
that.
just find
it
anyone.
normally
It's
is
just like
that
a
though.
trusted person.
Also had
The biggest one,
It
he
also
threw a
means
fight.
though,
They said
more
he threw a
important,
fight.
yeah, that was crazy too. He was
which I
told to
actually
throw a fight.
believed that one.
I don't believe it either.
No, I believe
Wait,
it.
you do believe
I
that?
believe that. I believe that the Nevada State Athletic Commission
Why?
or Dana White came and told Diego because they know Diego's
Against
like a
Kie
special
against
needs child.
Chiesa though?
Yeah, a younger person with a much longer shelf life who they've been trying to push in the 170 division for years. Yeah, I think they asked Diego to throw that. Whether or not he actually did, unclear.
That's a big
But I
allegation,
wouldn't put
dude.
it past them that they asked him to do it.
Imagine someone needing to say, Diego, please don't kill him. You're too much better than this guy. We need you to really calm down.
That's what I saw on Reddit. I feel like they literally like Fabio said he taught
Okay,
Diego
but
some death technique, and they were like,
yeah, but
"You
if
can't
they
use your
were
death
going to
technique."
talk to him about that, why would they do it literally 20 minutes before the fight?
Maybe
Is
that's
that
where
what
they
they
go over the
said?
rules.
But they don't. The commission doesn't
Don't
go
kill
over
him.
the rules with you. That does
Is that what they
that's not what
said
happened.
20 minutes before the
Fabio
fight?
said they
Yeah.
came in 20 minutes before the fight and started talking to Diego, and it wasn't Dana or anything. It was like the actual commissioners were in the room being like,
Also, hang
"You don't
on.
want to hurt
Before
this
we
man,
take
Diego. You
this
don't want to
man's
hurt this
word
man."
as fact, let's remember that this is an actual snake
No,
oil
no,
salesman
too late.
who
Okay,
could
Too
be
late.
lying through his teeth.
Too late.
I believe that the UFC is equally as shady, if not shadier
No
than
way.
Joshua Fabia is. Like,
I
just
think
because
the UFC is
Fabia's
better at
crazy
being
doesn't
shady.
mean. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're not shady and don't ask people to throw fights.
I don't know. I feel like just matching up Diego Sanchez is like throwing a fight. Like, you
Yeah,
have to
I
do
feel like
anything
that's
more.
how they do it. Like they take the established guy that's clearly on his way out and just have him get the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, and they also have the commissioner come tell him not to hurt the other guy 20 minutes before the fight.
That'd be funny.
All things can be all of none of these things exclude the other from being true.
You know, that's true, dude. Who knows? Who's to fucking say?
I
All I
do
know
still.
is
I
that I
have to say, for
subscribe
all
to
it might have
Diego's
happened to Diego,
OnlyFans.
that video of him being used as a punching bag is like an all-time favorite for. I'm never gonna forget
Dude, the
that.
comments on Reddit were like in before Fabia comes out saying that the video is actually cropped upside down and he's the one hanging and defending himself from Diego.
There's a mirror, so it's reversed.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh, dude. You think he trains another UFC fighter ever?
No.
You don't think
I
there's
think
one
that
guy
he
who's
is
just believing it?
probably permanently
possible.
banned from UFC events.
That'd be funny. Can't even attend.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, bro, if they permanently ban Ariel Helwani for breaking news, come on.
Well, Fabio
They
just
are
has to
definitely
cry
gonna ban
on
the
TV
guy.
then.
Well, they're definitely gonna ban the guy who's like fishing to sue them and accusing them of throwing fights. they're not gonna give that guy backstage access ever again.
Look,
Also, no one fucking likes him. It's not like anyone is gonna come to his defense.
first of all, he already got backstage access to Diego
Yeah.
Sanchez's
He got-
backstage.
there we go.
Secondly, yeah, he's probably just like gonna fizzle out now.
Awesome guy.
dude.
Never met
Great.
him.
What else?
I'm glad he was here. That was
see-
fun while he was here.
Yeah, that was awesome.
really-
Anyway,
the
great
brightest
5.5
flames
minute
burn
long
out the
podcast,
fastest, dude.
guys.
True.
I have more pre
I
talk.
have more
I've got stuff
pre-talk.
too.
Will's over here pretending like he had pre-talk,
I have so
and
much
he
pre
like he had that list before 5 minutes ago when we started recording.
Do you see that MMA fighter killed his fiance? That was pretty fucked up.
It's true.
Yeah.
That
I
was
did
good
see
pre
that.
talk, alright?
Yeah, here, let's just go to the front page of reddit.com
That's what I'm already doing.
/rmma.
Do you think doing martial arts makes you more violent?
No, I think martial arts
No.
attracts violent people who are prone to do things like this.
Do you think training it would makes them worse or better if you're already like a violent guy?
I think
think it just makes you more
probably,
capable.
Yeah, makes you.
You think it doesn't
that
change,
way,
it
I
just
think
makes
it
you
makes
better
you
at
worse.
violence?
Yeah, you just know
Yeah,
how to
I
do
think
it.
he just knows how to do it better than a normal person. I think the desire
6,
to
though.
do it was always there.
Not better than a trained fighter, better than a normal
mean-
person.
2 and 6, like 5 knockout losses. So
What if? Okay, what if?
Okay, well, you know what, dude? His
CTE,
wife is
bro.
fucking 0-1.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say,
know,
With
what
the
if
worst
one day
kind
there's
of
a story
knockout
about
loss you
an
can
MMA
have.
fighter that tries to beat their wife, but he's too chinny and gets knocked out
Knocked
cold.
out by his wife.
I mean, he's 5'4" and 138 pounds.
Ooh, wow! I wonder why he has anger problems.
Yeah. I don't know, Will. What's your take then? You're thinking that MMA
No, I'm
turns
just
people
thinking about it.
violent or what? Well, what do you think
I would
about
think
it?
like I
what
feel
are
like
your
the normal opinion is that it would make you less violent, cause like
You
don't
think
they
that's the
take-
normal opinion?
I think it is like with Mike Tyson and shit like that. If you have a violent kid, it's like put him in boxing.
That's
Mike
true.
Tyson
feel like that's
committed
like a-
several violent crimes
Yeah, no, but I'm
after
saying if you have
becoming a famous
a
boxer.
violent kid, it's like if you have a kid with way too much energy, like teach him how to play the drums. Like if you have a violent kid, bring him in a
That's true.
boxing gym.
That is true. You know, it does help them get it out, but that could also be like a
I
children thing.
Don't think that it actually helps them get it out. I think violent people are probably like need therapy.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, as someone who did it as a young man,
Angry man,
young
angry
angry
white
man.
nationalist.
I have to say, there are times when I'd be angry and it'd just be like, this isn't worth it. This just I don't know. I do feel like there is a bit of truth to like getting like fighting and sparring and like getting punched in the face a lot and like knowing how hard the ground is if you ever fall on it is one of those like, man, maybe this just isn't worth it. But
Okay,
also, if you're
you
a
can
naturally
be
violent
humble
person, you
and
don't care.
violent at the same time.
Hmm?
Maybe this man was less violent around other people that he knew could really defend themselves, but I don't know. I think if you're
I mean,
at the point where you're murdering someone, MMA was never gonna save you.
No, yeah, I totally
No,
agree with
yeah,
that.
that's
That's more of
not-
like a
yeah.
normal person thing. Less of a I'm always prepared to be a murderer thing.
I'm talking the trends, not I'm a guy who will murder my wife.
It was-
I'm
it was
gonna go
coming no matter
ahead and
what.
say that you're cherry picking here, Will. I think if you
I'm asking a question, dude.
actually looked through the trends, I think you would find that violent people get into MMA and it tends to produce violent people.
I
Look
know,
at our
that's kinda
boy.
hard
Look
to
at the
not-
African prince, Mike Perry. Do you think MMA
Mike
calmed
Perry
him
was
down?
just a
If MMA
fucking violent
calmed,
guy.
yeah, if he got calmed down by
It
MMA,
could
then I'm
have.
scared
It
of
could
what
have.
he was beforehand.
I would
Petrified
believe
for
it.
everyone around him. What he was
Maybe
like.
it calmed him down and then fucking
We gotta
ramped
get him on
back
the
up
show.
after he got some E. CTE.
Yeah, give him a little bit of CTE. That calms everyone down.
If anything, it seems like MMA fighters having children is what calms them down.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think fighters are better after they have kids? I feel like they always say they are and then they just lose because they're old.
Yeah,
It's a
I don't
coincidence.
know.
I think Rob got better.
Can I get a stat on that?
I
He's
don't
had
have
kids
to-
I
forever.
think probably statistically having a kid makes you worse just because there's less time.
Yeah.
'Cause you're
Unless
just
you have
older.
like no, like if you have unless you have like an incredibly supportive family who's like helping you really take a lot of care of that kid, you just as a parent will have less time. If you have an infant child, come on. There's no way you're sleeping as well or
What if
spending
you're
as
Darren
much time in
Till?
training. Well, he just doesn't care.
He doesn't give a
Okay.
He
shit.
just, I don't
I don't
care.
give a fuck.
Should be fucking illegal what I'm
I
doing to my
don't
daughter.
fucking care. Um. Also, Fabia had power of attorney over Diego, which I forgot to mention, which is pretty funny.
Oh, it's always great.
Yeah, I was looking
Um,
into that. That's a lot less scary than it seems.
Is it really?
Oh wow.
Yeah, not necessarily common to give it to a person you met like 3 years ago who's your coach and business partner, but apparently like living people give up power of attorney all the time, and the person who has power of attorney is required by law to act in the interest of the person who they have the power over. And if that person is still of sound mind and body, which you can argue is not true for Diego, but we'll
Yeah.
go off these. Like if Diego said that he didn't want something to happen, a court would rule against Fabia, even though Fabia has the power of attorney, because Diego
Hmm.
can probably prove that he is conscious enough
Maybe.
to make the decision still himself. It's for like people. I don't know why Diego would do this. Obviously a stupid move, but like it's yeah,
for
I don't
old
know.
people.
It is for old people. It's
Yeah,
like for
that's what I
people that
thought.
literally can't do things anymore on their own or who have like severe mental deterioration and just simply do not know to make decisions anymore.
Speaking of Diego, Tough is coming back June 1st, dude.
With who are the coaches? Isn't it
Ortega,
Ortega and
Volkanovski.
Volko? Yeah.
I can't watch Tough.
I'll watch a couple episodes, I think, and then I'll probably give up.
I'll watch the whole thing probably like 3 or 4 years from now.
I don't know. Is there like, do either of them have a particularly strong personality?
I think Volkov is quite funny.
Volkov.
And I also think that
Volkov,
Alexander
favorite
Volkanovski is
heavyweight.
funny
Alexander
too.
Volkov versus Brian Ortega. Who would win, dude?
Ankle pick his
Brian
ass.
takes it to the ground and wins. Yeah.
Um,
Paul Felder retired. That's, I feel like, the second biggest news story.
Retiring on a loss. What a coward.
well, hold on. When we're talking about these guys' personalities, I don't think Volkanovski has any personality.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
don't think he
he's
has
like very. I think they're both very super generic athlete on the side of Volkanovski. Like he just knows how to say not stupid things. Brian Ortega, on the other hand, is literally brainwashed by the Gracies into being like, I'm a BJJ warrior, like man to man, bro. This is how we do real fighting. It's like the way he talks. I
Yeah, I
don't
feel
like
like it's-
Brian Ortega, like listening to him speak.
I don't know. I feel like it's generic, like BJJ weeb versus
I
generic
just think
Australian
he
guy.
sounds...
Yeah, I was about to say it's generic Australian man versus generic like LA BJJ
I
player
just think
man.
Ortega
Yeah.
sounds unintelligent when he's talking.
He does.
Like
He
he
looks
just-
unintelligent,
Yeah,
too.
I know, bro. It's also the cadence of his voice. He just has that like very slow California way of
He's just a
talking.
Cali bro,
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, I know. I'm not
You
saying
know the
I think he
vibes.
actually is stupid, but I
Will,
get
you
the
gonna
vibe
hang out
that
there
he
with
is.
them and get some green vibes in Cali, bro?
Some what?
Yeah,
No.
Will's smoking weed while
Will
building
moves out and
atomic
smokes
No.
bombs.
some weed in
This
Cali.
is getting cut. This is all getting cut.
You're getting cut. Sorry,
he
Will. We
smoking
talked over.
weed?
You're off the podcast.
Oh,
We drug
no.
test here.
Are the Gracies? Does he even still train with them?
I don't know, but Henner is like his BFF in real
Henner's
life.
his boy, yeah.
Like straight up, he I think was indoctrinated long before this point.
He made a choice.
Well, he did make a choice.
Do you see Kevin Holland training at AKA with Daniel Cormier?
Getting taken down by children.
Getting taken down by high schoolers?
Yeah, something that I think is not gonna help him, and he's probably his manager told him to go do for PR purposes,
Yeah.
so that he doesn't
Great
get
move.
cut from the UFC. Yeah, I mean, great move career-wise. Would be better if he actually just had already known this. He's an MMA fighter.
What's he supposed to do, though? I feel like he's gotta just hammer wrestling defense for a good 6 months.
I don't think that is enough.
It's better than not doing
What's
it
he
at all.
supposed to do, though? I feel like if you're him, how are you training?
At this point, you have to. At this point, you just have to.
You have
do it.
to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that going to AKA and all of this is necessary.
Maybe, but I mean,
It's
I
clearly
think,
not
He's
working
got
at his
the
home
money.
gym.
I think it's a mix of the two. I think it's one, he has to do takedown defense and has to do it like publicly because it's so embarrassing. And two, it's like PR moment here. Like it's the best of both worlds. Not the best. It's the nicest medium between the two.
I, I always got this vibe from DC that he actually wasn't that good of a teacher, just from like listening to him talk and explain stuff on the broadcast. It's like clearly he knows and is really good at it, but I just don't get the feeling that DC is super great at teaching it.
It's possible. He does teach high school wrestling and has for a while, so maybe that's helped.
At Gilroy, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not sure on whether or not he's actually good because I don't actually know the record
Yeah,
of
he
anyone
could just be the best
other
person,
than,
the best
like,
wrestler they have, and then like regardless of how
yeah,
good he
make
is at
him the
teaching or
coach,
not, we'll
yeah.
use them.
Do you
That's
guys
because they
think
have
AKA
Khabib,
is like
too,
a elite
every once
elite
in a
gym?
while. Not as much as it used to be. Back when they had all the champs,
I feel like
obviously
they just
they were the best, but
got a monopoly over the Dagestani people.
I think what's crazy about gyms, as a sidebar here, because I know we have time, is how they are so, like, not just seasonal, but like they rise and fall hard, and it's like this is the best gym, and now it's nothing. Like
yeah.
TriStar, Jackson Wink.
Get ready for when Israel Adesanya turns 36 and starts losing, and fucking CKB falls off the face of the fucking earth.
I
So
feel like
it's like,
that's
why?
just
Like,
CKB is the
I
reason they
think
don't
it's
put
just
New
'cause they
Zealand on
are
maps.
they just like their specialty is the thing that's coming up in the meta, and then it stays their specialty as the meta moves past them.
Yeah, or
I feel
it's
like
like
that's a
they
big
have
part of it.
one specific fighter who's just
Or
like
they have
really
Conor
talented.
McGregor.
Yeah, who's like really just good and better than everyone else, and then when that fighter decides they don't want to do it anymore, it just falls off hard. Cause like who comes out of TriStar anymore? They had GSP and he's still a
no.
coach there, but like no
They
one is
have
coming off of TriStar. They had
no, I
Kevin
mean
Lee and they
they
had the
have
hype
like
behind
5
that.
fighters.
Yeah, but they're all bad.
Yeah,
Like
like,
they're
none of them are
distinctly not
winning.
good. Because if they were good, they'd be this is the next TriStar fighter.
Do they have Giga Chikadze?
I didn't think he was TriStar.
Rory still fights.
Rory's bad now. First of all,
Still fights. Johnny Walker trained there.
And got knocked out.
Big
right
Robbo
after.
Whitaker trained there and then left and got much better.
Yeah, and did Will is proving a
Anthony
great point.
Lionheart Smith trained there,
Okay.
apparently.
Well, since we're on the topic
Joanne
of gyms
Calderwood.
and coaches, Mark
that's what I
Montoya
was thinking
ruins people. Mark Montoya just like makes shitty fighters somehow and
coach is he?
skates by. He's
Yeah,
Anthony
which one
Smith's
is he?
coach.
Oh,
Anthony
yeah.
Smith's shitty coach, and all of his fucking fighters go out and get blasted
lets them
like
go out on their
unlimited
shield,
damage,
dude.
and then they never put up any offense and just lose. And then everyone's like, "Oh, Mark Montoya, Factory X, is teaching everyone to be so tough." And it's like, it would be better if he taught them how to win.
He teaches warrior spirit, and that's it. There's no time for technique.
Bushido only. They meditate all day.
Oh, Arnold Allen trains there. He's their best fighter by far.
At
At TriStar.
TriStar, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Mickey Gall.
Arnold Allen does not train at Factory X with Mark Montoya.
I thought he was British. Is he
He
Canadian?
is British.
He is British.
He might just train
He
in
just trains at
Canada.
TriStar, yeah.
Awesome.
What do you think the best gym is?
Right now?
Not CKB. Yeah.
It's Whitman now.
Yeah, I think 100%. Which is funny because he doesn't even have like a gym.
It's just
It's
him
just
and he has
Yeah,
three
it's
fighters.
him and his awesome group of fighters.
It's like the pound for pound legitimate number one. Like one of the best strawweight women of all time, and just Dustin Gaethje. It's like, okay, nice.
And yeah, Kamaru, Rose, Justin,
Yeah, I think Whitman is just like a really good communicator.
Pat
also,
Barry.
Yeah.
And that's what
Pat
makes him
Barry.
so fucking strong in your corner.
Yeah.
Whitman's also just
I think
like
he just
incredibly
is way more
smart.
logical.
Yeah, when it comes to like actually looking at what happened in the round previous, and then I feel like he never doesn't have something to tell his fighter that is useful in between.
And he I feel like he game plans all his fighters' skill trees better than everyone. Like he looks at their game and he's like, this is what you need to be overall better.
That's true.
That's interesting.
Whereas
yeah.
everyone just try to like make everyone else generally better. He actually like tailors it. 'Cause he
Yeah,
has
Whitman's
5
guys actually
fighters or
end up
whatever.
just being all around good because he makes them actually good at the shit they were bad at.
True. I don't know what to add, but I do want to slightly pivot. I mean, can we talk about last week's fights? 'Cause I do want to
Oh,
next
Sure,
yeah,
week.
dude. The
sure.
only other, yeah, I only had one more thing.
Okay, what is it? Or do you want to
It's
save it?
just
Is
that
it
Ryan
post
Hall
talk?
is fighting. No, it's just that
Oh.
Ryan Hall is fighting,
He's
I
and
scheduled to
not
fight.
everyone's
into
gonna
it.
say he's so good.
Simply not into it. Ryan Hall's incredibly talented, but
He's gonna get slept one
It'll
of
be
these
great.
days. He's gonna get big slept.
how? He fights from like 20 feet away from everyone.
What
He'll
if there's
come
someone
in
that can kick
poorly.
better than him?
Well, to do that, they'd have to match him up against anyone that was slightly good. And Ilya Topuria is
They're
much
ducking
he
him,
beat
smaller.
bro.
BJ
They're
Penn,
ducking
dude.
him.
He beat you.
Everyone's
Yeah, but see,
ducking
that's
him.
what I don't like about Ryan Hall is he's like everyone's ducking me. It's like Ryan,
Everyone's
you
ducking
haven't
me.
fought in like 3 years.
It's because they're ducking him, bro. I think Yair Rodriguez probably kicks him in the face.
Yeah,
Probably kicks him
brutally.
directly
Okay,
in the
well,
face.
see, that's something I would actually love to see Ryan versus Yair, just so that Ryan could sub Yair and end his whole career finally once and for all.
Honestly, I'd love to see that fight too, because either outcome would be a win.
That's true. That's one of those fights. Like there are fights where you don't want to see either guy lose. Then there's fights where you'd be happy seeing both of them lose.
Yeah. All right, Jonah.
All
Yeah,
right.
what do you
take
want to
it
talk
away.
about?
Well, first I want to mention I only watched one fight of the
Oh,
card
your picks
last
were
week,
shit.
so I don't
I
know.
would like to mention that your picks were shit. And you're
My
dumb.
picks were okay. I was gonna
The
mention
only
thing
the
I was-
only pick you got right was because I told you to not bet against the guy he was fighting,
Yeah, that's
Right,
and
true.
wrong.
instead bet on my
That's
guy.
not what happened, and you're gaslighting me. The
That
point I want
gas
to
is
make
lit.
is that we are now almost tied.
Who's winning?
You are. I'm winning.
Me?
Haha.
No.
You're at -$7.07. I'm at -$6.35. So the next
You're
week,
welcome for that pick.
this is what it's all about. Is next week.
Well, next week there's no fights.
No,
Next week
this
with fights.
This week there's no fights.
Yeah. Ha, idiot.
Will forgot how a calendar works.
Right.
Um, Bill Algeo is the only
Don't
fighter
speak
that's
on my
been picked
man's
twice,
name,
by the
bro.
way.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep picking him.
And you gotta pull out and a loss.
I'm gonna keep picking him.
Um,
God damn it.
Well, I don't think he's going to be fighting in any more UFC events, Will, for you to pick.
You don't think he'll get one more?
Maybe one more, but it
I think
won't
he'll get one
be
more.
like a
I thought he had a
featured bout,
two-fight
and it won't
contract.
be minimum. I think is 3, unless you're Brock Lesnar and you get a 1-fight contract.
Brock Lesnar.
anyway, that's all I want to bring up. I have nothing to say about the last
Billy's
week's card.
lowering him right in, dude. He's just got him right where he wants him.
Nothing to say. Let me see. Yeah, there
You got a
wasn't really
stat?
anything that stuck out. Oh, so the heavyweight
Cody
fight.
being washed.
No, not yet. I want to talk about Ben Rothwell versus Chris Barnett. That was unfair, and that's a fight that I will point to prove that the UFC tells people to throw fights.
What are you talking about? I watched that fight.
Did you
I
not
didn't.
see that Ben Rothwell was like 2 feet taller than Chris Barnett? Chris Barnett's 5'8" and has to cut weight to the heavyweight limit.
Be less fat. Like,
And
that's
was
just,
fucking,
that's fully
like,
his fault.
Straight up ducking his head down and just wild swinging without
Yeah,
looking like
he
Justin
wasn't even
Gaethje
looking at
punches
all.
from like
Respectable.
miles away.
That's fully his fault. I
Um,
don't know what you want.
I want him to lose weight and also for the UFC to not let shitty fighters in.
That was a short notice replacement.
Okay, cancel it. I would never want to see a short notice heavyweight fight. There's no fight at heavyweight that's compelling enough for
Really?
it to be cool
I feel
at
like
short notice.
heavyweight is like the best short notice division. Because there's no skill involved, so you could still just win. And like you don't have to be conditioned because everyone's fat.
Heavyweight isn't fun to watch ever.
Yeah. but I'm
Only
saying if
Francis
you're-
Ngannou actually. So not never is it unfun to watch, but
The next card is mostly heavyweights.
Yeah.
and it's probably
3 in a
gonna be
row,
fucking
right?
shit. Let's
So it would be
judge.
banger.
Let's judge how many snoozers we get. The main event is going to be, I think, fucking garbage. Augusto Sakai is
He's
got like
not
the
very
weird
good.
fat belly.
Yeah.
And Jairzinho Rosenstruik is just fat, kind of. He's got a big belly. And also, I don't think Jairzinho Rosenstruik is as good as they let on when they brought him
No,
he
into
just
the
has
UFC.
one punch. Literally one punch.
But they were like, "Oh, this is the first like technical kickboxer at heavyweight," and just gets blasted by Francis immediately.
Yeah,
And it's like
windmill.
cool. Like,
I mean, he did land a
cool.
spicy leg kick as Francis was knocking him out.
Dude, inside leg kicks. That's what it's all
Yeah, that'll
about.
knock someone out.
Inside leg kick
He really
while getting
rattled my
fucking bull
brain and my
rushed.
shin.
I mean, he was 76-8. I don't know how impressive that is. That seems impressive.
That's
If
kickboxing.
you are a
Good.
fighter
In
and your
kickboxing, who
record
knows?
has more than 50 fights on it and you've won most of those, I imagine you're a can crusher. Like you have to really do a lot of work in the UFC to prove to me that you're actually good if you're coming in with a 78-1 record.
It's also all his fights were in like China or Suriname or Russia.
Awesome. What do you think about Walt Harris, the big ticket?
I mean, I want him to win.
Big titty go home.
Big titty go home. Wait, we can't spoil this. This is
Well, we
next week's
can.
content.
Well,
What
we
about
can
Cody?
talk
Did
about it.
you guys have any opinion on the main event, or you didn't watch it?
Oh,
Cody looks like
Cody.
he was recovering from COVID still.
It was
Cody
literally
Garbrandt?
the same
Yeah.
10 seconds, 50 times. Like,
Okay, yeah, I was saying to Jonah that it looked like Rob Font
it was
never
just a
missed
clip
a
on.
1-1-2.
It was a GIF.
Yeah, it was like 1-1-2,
That fight
and it
was
was
a
just that
GIF.
over and over again. Um, I don't think Cody is washed, really. I think that Rob Font might just be pretty good, like you guys were saying a week or two ago.
He looked slow though, didn't he? Did Cody not look noticeably slower?
Cody was fast, bro. Come on.
But Cody used to be Cody was so
You
fast.
couldn't see his punches on the broadcast.
The difference was, I think, beyond the jab kept him at bay and all that dumb stuff. Cody used to win by like blitzing in and then like throwing 9 punches and stopping, and he did that only in the 5th round. Like it was a lot
Yeah, I
of like
know.
1 and 2 punch counters.
He did really well, actually, I thought, in the 5th round. I don't understand why he didn't do any of that.
I
think
think
he
For the
actually had
whole
Kobe
people
20
are
minutes.
telling him to not be himself. I think
Yeah,
it's a
I also
mental thing.
agree.
I feel like he just needs to be who he is.
No, yeah,
Just
I
let
think
him
so.
bang.
They're trying to make someone who's a blitzer into a counter striker, and it's just like let him be who he is.
Yeah,
B.
I don't know if it's necessarily people telling him, but I think after his spicy, like 1 second left KO of Rafaela Sunsao, he's like, oh wow, this, because he kept trying the
Oh yeah,
dip
he
to the
kept
He
right,
kept
yeah.
grabbing the
dip to
fucking
the
cage.
right, and fucking like wildly swing the uppercut. He tried that like a million times and got 1-1-2 to every single fucking time. I'm surprised he didn't get head kick KO'd while doing that shit.
Wait, Cody's fucking on Twitter. Jake Paul tweeted, "What's worse, Cody losing or him not being able to ride roller coasters due to height requirements?"
Wait, who said that? I
And
saw
Cody
that
said,
tweet.
Jake Paul,
Yeah,
and Cody
okay.
said, "Roller coaster D's nuts,"
Yeah.
and a nut emoji.
Dude,
Cracked
I was
MMA,
actually
throwing a like on that.
I was very touched. Did you guys watch Cody's like post-fight
That was
thing?
sad.
Yeah,
That
where
made me
he's
sad.
like crying and just saying how he wants to put on a show for everyone. That made me very like, wow. And you know, I was actually during the weigh-ins when they were
I always
staring
root for
down
him to
each other,
win.
I was looking at Cody and I was like, man, I feel like Cody's still just like brand new to the UFC, but he really is just like been around for a while at this point. Like,
It's true.
I'm a team Garbranter, just
He's
for
like Rose
posterity.
Namajunas, or like they don't have that many fights, but they've been in the UFC for forever.
And a world
Uh,
champion.
yeah, how many fights does he have in the UFC? Cody has to have like twice as
Well,
many
he
as
only has
Rose.
16 fights. No, Cody only
Only
has 16
16.
fights.
Yeah, but I mean, how many are
11.
in the UFC?
11.
That's
And
a
how many
fair
does
amount.
Rose have in the UFC? She probably only
Probably
has
like
like,
8.
you think? Let's see,
Yeah.
actually. Not counting tough. 2, 3, 4,
11.
5, 6, 7, 8,
11
9, 10.
also.
I count 10.
That was a great call
No?
by me. Well, she has 14 fights, and 3 of them were not in the UFC.
Oh, you're counting the Ultimate Fighter, a champion will be crowned finale. She technically
count.
wasn't in the UFC on contract when that fight happened.
No,
That
those
counts.
count. Those
That was in
technically
the
count.
UFC. So the same. That was a good call by
Yeah,
me.
being a tough finale counts. I know this from my presentation. It does count.
That was a good call by me.
I don't know if you're not under contract, bro.
Look, I
I'm
don't have to
not
tell
counting
you.
it.
That's what the UFC officially designates as a fight. If you fight as a
Yeah, well, the
tough
UFC
finale,
also
it counts.
asks Diego Sanchez, a mentally handicapped young man
Allegedly,
addicted to
allegedly.
kratom, to throw fights.
Can you get
Yeah.
addicted? What is kratom? I didn't.
That
I
was
didn't
the
It
think
is
that was
experiment.
highly
something you could
addictive.
get like addicted to.
Yeah,
What the
it's
fuck
like
is
a
it?
little leaf. So it's an unscheduled thing. You cook it in, or cook it. You make it into tea and then drink it, and it like trips you out. But yeah, it is addictive. Can be sold anywhere. They sell it, Will, like on
I
the
thought it was like a
Cali.
tea thing,
It is a tea thing, but it's a drug.
but it's like an actual like hallucinogenic.
Straight up just a drug. I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never drank it or anything. I don't
I
know.
know
Will's drinking
Brendan
that
Schaub
Cali
used to be
tea.
addicted to it.
Harry had friends that were addicted to it in New York, but like all the Cali smoke shops and stuff that sell fucking salvia, they all also sell kratom. Like that's the kind of drug it is.
Mm,
It's one of those. It's not illegal, so
Not
we
a
can
good
sell
one.
it in public, but you probably don't want to buy it.
Probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah, all the fun drugs are
Did you guys
illegal
watch the
anyway.
co-main event?
Nope.
Yeah, I did.
That woman was big
Bad.
bad. She had 0
Yeah,
takedown.
she sucked. 12 fight
She was
winning
like
streak. Awesome from China. Great.
Chinese
Oh,
people
that
doing very poorly in the UFC lately.
That
Oh,
fight also
Jack
we lost some money
Hermanson?
on, by the way, because that's another women's fight that didn't go to decision.
That
Am
was
I in that
Carlos. That
pool?
was Carlos'
I'm fine with
first.
that. But
Somebody,
am I in that pool?
I've stopped the pool now.
All right.
somebody fucking
It's only
made this
fair.
whole comment on RMMA about how like the odds for decision for that fight for either fighter were really bad. The odds for like Esparza by finish were like insanely good. So and that was Carlos' first finish in like 6 years or something.
Yeah.
She had all decisions beforehand, as did the other girl.
Yeah, that's why we tried to pick a decision.
It's so awesome.
We got wrecked.
Fucking
Did you watch
cookie
the Jack
monster.
Hermanson fight?
Yep, I watched them all.
Oh yes,
Edmund Shabazian no wrestle, dude.
that was so funny. How you could tell he just got tired and was like, I will stop now. I will let you take me down, and I will stay here.
That made me happy.
Wow,
Literally the whole
Jonah
first round
showing
he
that
got
he lied
fucked
when
up.
he earlier said that he only watched one fight.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I actually completely forgot.
You said yes.
No,
to
I mean, I
the
think it's
last three.
funny that fucking Edmund.
And wait, you didn't watch Billy's fight?
Yeah, you did.
I watched part of it, and then Wyatt and Caitlin interrupted me.
We came in the last minute. What? It was on
Yeah, I
commercial
said
during
part.
the decision.
I said part. I didn't say how much.
What the fuck? Jonah watched far more than he is letting on. But fucking Jack Hermanson and did Edmund not like beat the shit out of him on the feet?
Edmund fucked
Yeah,
him up in
and
the
then
first
just
round.
like got tired and taken down. Cool.
Yeah,
Well,
I-
Jack
well,
was
fuck
like,
Can't wait
I'm
for
just
Edmund
not
to
gonna
go to
back up
AKA.
anymore.
Train with Khabib.
Jack just stopped going backwards, and Edmund said, "Oh, I'm tired."
He just tried to take him down. And
Jack
it worked.
just said, "What
Yeah.
doesn't kill you makes you stranger."
I love him, dude. He's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I think he is
Big Jack Hermanson
I think he's
guy.
I think he is
just alright.
super not ever going to be champion.
I don't think he's. I mean, like, I like him as a person.
I guess. I mean, fuck that. Oh, by the
Fuck
way,
you.
slight pivot. Stats section. I added a bunch of percents, like accuracy stuff. It doesn't really matter, but this is kind of funny. You'll find this to be interesting.
Ha!
Awesome.
Average ground strikes landed is the sixth most like important stat. Like that gets you more wins if you land more ground strikes than your opponent on average. But ground strike accuracy is the fourth least important thing. So you
Okay,
want
but
to
isn't that
land
just
more
because
punches,
top control
but
is
not
more
be
important
accurate.
than anything else?
Hmm?
If you're landing ground strikes, I imagine you're just in top control, winning anyway.
No way.
Yeah, exactly. But being accurate doesn't matter.
You're right. Doing
actually bad.
anything doesn't matter. You could literally do nothing and win because you're in top control.
Look, I look.
I
So
don't
if
know,
you're on the
I
bottom,
see
should you
a
throw
flaw.
upwards hammer fists?
Upwards
Yeah, actually, I
hammer
think that's
fists.
actually what it is that people on the bottom have high accuracy, but they're getting blasted.
Or just held down and
Those
losing
elbows,
anyway.
though.
Like no amount of strikes from the bottom will win you a round if you just get fucking held
Nico
there.
Price disagrees.
No, I'm talking
your-
about
yeah.
when if you make it through a round.
Doesn't count if you're fighting.
You
James
could
Smith.
throw maybe like 2 billion strikes, but if you got fucking held down, Sal D'Amato Sal the Tomato is gonna score that fucking 10-8 against you.
How is it
Well, no,
like?
don't forget. I'm saying that landing more strikes is still one of the most important
Oh,
things.
okay. Also, wasn't the scorecard fucking weird as shit for the Font Garbrandt fight?
Yeah.
Wasn't
One
there a
guy gave Cody
47
2
48,
rounds.
48 47?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was big
What?
ground control. That was
I
big. Cody had a minute of
It
ground
wasn't
control.
even fucking Sal Diamato. Jonah and I were talking as we listened to the scorecards about how it was probably Sal. It was just some other fucking dude. I think it was Chris O'Leary or something.
You gotta love it when it's just
I
terrible
mean, they
everywhere.
just all suck.
He
I
gave
don't know though. How
Cody
are
the
you like?
first and the fifth round, I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up this scorecard. It was
I
like
guess I mean those are the
unforgivable.
two. Those are the two most reasonable rounds to give
Cody
him.
got blasted, destroyed in every round, dog.
If you're
Like,
gonna give him 2 rounds, though.
I wouldn't. I just simply
I
wouldn't
mean,
give him
yeah.
2 rounds.
How do you guys think? I know ground control with no damage is supposed to just be neutral, right?
Yeah, but I think that it's not. As
But how
I
would
was
you
saying
personally
earlier.
like score it? Like if some guy won slightly on the feet in 3 minutes, then just got laid on for 2 minutes.
Yeah, then he sucks. If one
No,
man can hold you
The guy
down,
that got laid on
if
wins.
yo, if no, if you are
That's
holding
what I'm
someone down,
saying.
if you can hold someone down, you and a buddy can rape him.
Well, that's facts. That's on
I
gang.
think how it works is if holding someone down is worth beats them if they do nothing. But if they're doing any submission attempts or striking from the bottom and you're just laying there not striking, they win. The bottom guy wins.
I don't think the bottom guy has ever won a round.
Look, I'm saying my opinion.
I know.
I'm talking
I'm just saying.
opinions.
You're right, Jonah. Like that is literally just what the rules are. But like,
Is
I just don't think that is in practice what the rules are
Yeah, that's
actually
also
like
probably true. I
how
agree.
they're implemented.
is laying on someone and doing nothing different from just pressing someone against the cage, in your
Yes.
opinion?
Not really for
How?
me. But
Because, well, here's my argument is that if you get someone on the ground, that's a superior position, and it's harder to get someone there than it is to just push someone against the cage because you're safer.
yeah, that's
So,
true. It
it's
is
just a
more
better
impressive to put them on their back.
And if you hold someone against the wall, you could start striking, but it gets tricky. If you hold someone down on the ground, it's a lot easier to get going if you want to start punching them. Unless you're bad.
Which I'm not.
No, no. If you're tired, yeah.
Just to
Just
put
be
that
better.
out there, yeah.
I'm not. Exactly. You won't be
Well,
tired because you'll get to rest by
If I
lying
were
down.
ever in the octagon, I would just see red and just knock out my
Bodies would
opponent.
hit the floor. Probably Herb.
It was Derek Cleary. Derek Cleary scored it. Round 1
I'd
was
like to say that Billy
10-9
won his
Cody.
fight also.
Round
I'd like
5.
to
Yeah,
get that
people
in
said
there.
that he won too.
Yeah, I'm people. It's me.
I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like he was never winning.
I didn't
Billy
really. I
won
saw
that
the
fight.
first round and part of the second round, but yeah, I don't know. I'm a little. I saw some comments that were saying that Billy was like looping his punches and doing no damage with them at all.
He
Yeah,
looks
I
like
mean
he
that's
has
kind of just how he
actual
goes.
pillow fists.
Jonah would know.
Would I?
Yeah, I actually KO'd Billy
Oh,
in
I
his
would
gym.
because I spar with Will Sharp. That's why.
Bill, we have Corey Sandhagen at home.
That's a
Algio.
Reddit comment. Literally a real
Yeah,
life
I know.
Reddit
I'm reading
comment.
it. I'm reading the
reading
Reddit comment.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of unimpressed with Billy in that his first fight, that short notice one, was
It
awesome.
was way better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
sometimes that just happens.
I don't know.
I
Maybe he will
missed
get
that
one more
fight.
fight. I thought this was his third fight, but I guess it's
Did you
only
hear
his
them
second
talking
now.
on King of Prussia? No, it was his third.
Yeah, that
This
was
was his
funny.
third?
Alpha Ginger was his second.
Oh, yeah, then I think he might be Dunzo.
Yeah.
Billy won.
Yeah, they were talking mad shit.
That was pretty. There was like a fucking minute and a half of them just saying people from King of Prussia not tough guys. What's up with
Yeah,
that?
and then Bisping is like, "Are they posh and fancy?" And he's like, "No, also not that either."
He said we have a nice mall though. And
Yeah.
by we I mean people from Pennsylvania who do not
We.
encompass us.
It says the Cali bro.
That's true. Cali native.
This
Sorry,
guy
I
lives
misheard you.
across
I know you're
state
saying
lines
weed probably
currently.
because you're addicted.
No.
No.
It's gonna be fucking. That's not podcast content. Are we?
It's gonna be so lit when you go back to Cali to smoke mad weed.
Nope. All right, I feel like that's good for the pod, unless we have something else to talk about. 40 minutes for a no UFC, pretty decent.
40 minutes. I mean,
I've
can
got
we stretch
nothing.
it out 5 more? Is there
I don't
anything
think we
else?
need to.
What about this? Michael Bisping unleashes tirade on little cockroach Joshua Fabia.
I think that's cringy. I think you should stop
Um,
talking about him. I know we had this whole bit about him, but we have a bit about Joshua Fowler. Like, that's a
That's a
committed
bit.
part of our act.
Jonas,
It's
like,
different. No, no,
we
no.
have
It's
the
different when we
monopoly
do
It's
it.
on
different.
Joshua
It's different.
Fabia.
Michael Bisping's just trying to get views. We're already here telling the
Yeah,
truth.
we already have all the views possible in the world. We have more views than
Yeah.
one
All the
C.
terrestrial views.
Yeah, we're still lacking in the alien demographics.
Okay.
Did you see John cryptically tweeting as he does?
That
dude?
he's gonna do something like awesome or something. Is that what you're talking about? He's like, I've got huge things coming, like
Don't
down
rush
the pipe.
greatness.
Yeah.
I have a good topic.
I think that this is
Okay.
so funny. I think Dana and the UFC brass learned a lot from the way that Conor McGregor came up, and they are just like slowly suffocating John Jones' career.
Good.
Fight
Yeah,
Circus
honestly good.
just invented jump rope jujitsu.
Okay, so you did have more to talk about, Will. You can't just bring up
I
Fight
just went on the Fight
Circus.
Circus Twitter.
Will is our fucking resident Fight
I'm the
Circus
Fight
reporter.
Circus correspondent,
Yeah,
dude.
okay, so what is that? What does that entail?
It says I don't know how it works, but we're gonna figure it out.
It's okay, cool.
So hang on, what if you think
They're
about that,
idea
though?
guys.
If you
Just
think about
choking
that,
a guy with a jump rope.
yeah, that's like a weapon. That's super dangerous.
Is that what you guys were thinking? I was
No,
like,
I
there's
mean,
a really
but I'm
slowly
thinking, like,
moving
if you
jump
can use a
rope. That was fun.
gi to choke a guy, then why would you not be able to use the jump rope and jump
I
rope
was thinking there's
jujitsu?
just a jump rope very slowly going like around, and you have to jump over it every 5 seconds or something while
like
you do
two people on
jujitsu.
either corner
That would
doing
be
double
hilarious.
dutch.
Also, it would immediately
Yeah.
fail.
Like you can't keep them on
Yeah,
the
like
ground.
what if both
'cause you have
guys
to
just
jump.
decide to not engage and go for a jump rope competition instead?
That's what I'm
That'd be
saying. Like
funny.
it's 5 points if you get hit by the jump rope.
Yeah, but like as soon as you get taken down to the ground, the jump rope stops.
It must keep
Get
going.
up.
Well, no,
Like, it has to keep
like
going.
I know the jump rope keeps going, right? But like if your bodies are just in the middle of the mat as the jump rope gets dragged across the mat, it's just gonna hit your bodies and stop.
I think
Maybe
the meta
that's
is going
the game
to be
though. Like you
the
have to
meta
be a
is going to
mount.
be that you have to like try to you put someone on bottom so they hit the jump rope
Yeah.
first.
Why does it matter?
Like, you
Like,
have
does
to be
hitting
in
the jump
mount.
rope have anything to do with the actual rules, or is it just to make it more difficult? I'm imagining this is still
It
just a
must.
normal BJJ match. There just happens to be a
Nah,
jump
it's
rope.
got to be a penalty if you get hit
Yeah.
by the rope. So you
It'd
just
be
have
funny
to
if it
be
was
on
just
top
a
I
of
normal
the
think
one,
wall.
it's
just
going
smack
to
you with a
be
rope.
just a normal fight with the jump rope involved. That seems much more fight circus to me than coming up with new rules.
Smack you over and over again with a rope.
Oh, have you guys seen those Russian children that are fighting?
I mean, that's been going on
What?
for a while. Are you talking
The
about?
Hezbollah,
Oh, I have not seen this. But
Mini
what's his-
Khabib. I'll show you the link, dude. It's
God,
just
what's his
two
name?
men that look like are the size of children.
Well, are they children?
And they're
or
getting
not?
views. I think he's 18, the one. I think Hezbollah is 18. Peep the view count on anything related to his name also. This is like a huge
is
thing
his
in
name?
Russia. sent the
Ashav
link.
Tamayev.
Hezbollah is the draw. Look, 5.4 million views, and then it's just like a press conference of children where they run at each other like 10 seconds in.
Whoa!
This shit's fucking crazy.
Are these children? I don't think these are children, bro. I think
I
this
think
is a
he's
person with like a
18.
genetic disease.
No, yeah, Hezbollah is 18.
Oh, is
But this is
Hezbollah
like
not
a
the
fu-
dude who hosts the channel?
Hezbollah is the guy on the left with the red hat.
Oh, I thought he was the dude in the middle. I thought he was like the
No.
adult man.
This shit is fucking crazy. I don't really know what it is.
I
But
think
it's,
these
like,
are adult
popping
men
off.
with like Andy Milonakis disease.
Yeah, but it's popping off on YouTube.
Yeah,
Like, they had so many views.
this is something
just
that
for,
like
like,
the
a midget
RFL would
fight.
do.
But
That's
like,
something I
why
hate
do
to
so many
watch.
people care about
Why do you
it?
hate to watch this, Jonah?
I don't know. It's always weird to me when it's like watch midgets fight each other.
Okay, first of all,
You like Fight
they're
Circus.
called little.
I don't like
people.
the midgets fighting each other. I like the like 2 versus 1 or like only can kick stuff. Like I think that's more fun than the like freak show fighting.
All of Fight Circus is fun. We're a pro Fight Circus pod. I just don't. I wouldn't
Or
know why people care about it. That's just what I don't
Cause
understand.
it's funny. Like, are you for real? It's on the internet. People can comment mean things without being held accountable, and like, it's just is
It
objectively
has
funny to
millions
watch.
and millions of
Are these
views, though.
people trained? Well, yeah. There's also.
No,
Listen. Ireland, only 5 million. Russia, 160 million. So they're bringing in the fucking views, dog.
I guess, dude.
Um,
I just want to know the origin. Maybe I'll do a breakdown for next
I
episode.
also think
The
that
origins.
this is now just like a cultural thing, but I think people in the West have no clue like how seriously Russian people like take Russian media. Like they fucking love their shit.
What is it? One's 19, or one's 18, and one's 17.
so we got
I'm gonna.
Wade.
Oh, he knows Khabib.
Who?
Hezbollah. Hezbollah
Hezbollah.
knows Khabib.
When is the fight in this video?
It wasn't
They
one.
don't
I
fight.
skipped through.
Oh, you mean like the press con? Like they fucking run at each other during the face-off, but they don't actually. The fight has not happened yet. I don't believe.
Oh, this is like a future event.
That was a press conference. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, them
I'll be
having like a
covering that beat
tussle,
too.
them
Yeah.
tussling, like this is fake. Like this is so funny because it's fake.
See, I didn't know if it was fake, because if they were actual children, I would believe it was real. But then they're like
That's
just adults,
so
kind of.
funny. Kind of. They just are like young adults.
No, one of them's 17.
That's a young
I
adult.
think. It's a teenager. That's not
That's
an adult.
jailbait.
Okay, let's do
I'm
this
gonna-
right
I'm
now.
gonna- I'm
Audience,
gonna do a
comment
breakdown.
comment down below what young adult
Yeah.
means to you. I'm gonna Google the term right now.
I feel like it stops at 16. I feel like young adult stops at 16.
I guess YA books are for like 13 to 6. Yeah.
That's what I'm
A
thinking.
young adult is generally a person ranging in age from their late teens or early 20s to their 30s.
Oh, excuse me?
We're young adults, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I only read YA.
I'm gonna read. Yeah, I'm gonna read some vampire romance novels. What do you think's in now? Do you think those are still in?
I could ask my sister. She would know.
She's not a YA.
What?
She's not a YA. She wouldn't know.
She's a writer.
Doesn't mean she's a
Okay,
reader.
what? Yeah, like what? That doesn't mean anything.
She goes to writing school and was writing a YA
Okay, well
book.
get this, Will. Kevin Holland is a professional MMA fighter and still needs to fucking train wrestling because he's never done it
She's
before in his life.
writing a YA book.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's gonna be.
Okay, wait, what's her book about?
Yeah.
Is it about
I
vampires or
don't
not?
fucking remember.
Because those
Yeah,
are the two
exactly.
categories of
Remember.
young adult books. Is either it is about
I
vampires or it's
don't
about
believe it
magic
was.
of some kind. It's
I
about
don't
wizards
believe it
or
was.
something.
She told me one time, like 2 years ago. All right, look at us, dude. We stretched it out 47 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty
That
good.
was I just pulled that topic right out of my ass for the Russian
Hardcore.
fans.
The Russian fans.
Those are my beats, dude. I like the obscure, off the beaten path MMA.
All right. Well, anyone have the outro?
Bam, 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 bam. That's episode 10. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, tune in next week for actual content.
What are you
That's-
talking about? What are you talking about?
For actual real the premise of the show. Tune in next week for the
Pre-talk
premise
is now
of the
the
show.
premise of the show.
Thank God.